Hey, I'm Tyler Boronski here at Loandepot Park in Miami alongside Dakota Albritton of the Savannah Bananas. You might not recognize him right now. He's usually on the Stilts lane, Tyler, but I couldn't fit it in my frame today. Dakota, thanks for taking the time to do this.
Thank you for having me here.
What's it like to be here? Obviously, it wasn't always like this being at big league ballparks, but to be here in Miami, and I know you're making other stops along the way. What's that like?
Being in a big park like this, I think that's every childhood dream of any kid that has ever played the game of baseball, and to be able to make it here, play on this big of a stage, just doing something that we love. And at the end of the day, we're just all a bunch of guys having fun.
Yeah.
So it's kind of mind-blowing to me.
Besides stadium-wise, how has this product evolved during your time here?
It's always been a very genuine company. We've always been like a big family. Coming from playing in Mobile, Alabama in front of 4,500 fans to being here in front of 30-something thousand, it's very surreal. And just knowing what hard work, dedication, and pure love for what we do will get you, it's crazy, man. It blows my mind.
What keeps you motivated? Where's the energy come from for this?
Well, this is something I've always loved. Baseball was my first true love. It makes my parents proud, and my hometown. So, and I get to create smiles on so many people's faces, and that's the main reason I do it.
Where's your hometown?
Ellaville, Georgia. We got one red light, 1,400 people. It's a super small little town.
When you go back, what do people at home say?
I know everybody by first and last name, so, we just kind of pick up where we left off, and they know who I was before this, and they know who I am now. So it's the same person, and we all just get along like always.
Yeah. 6 years now doing this, obviously the content and the personality, entertainment, that's such a big aspect of what you guys do.
It is.
How have you gotten more comfortable doing that over the years? Like, were you always into that before, or is that something you really grown into?
I never was into social media or anything like that, and I was never a dancer. I still don't call myself a dancer. They talked me into doing a dance on the mound last night, but it's definitely gotten me out of my comfort zone. I'll do a lot of stuff in front of a lot of people that I would never even do on my own time.
Yeah.
So it's definitely gotten me to step out of my comfort zone and just run with it and have the time of my life with it.
Obviously, the Stilts is what you're famous for. How'd that come about? How did you know you were good at that?
So I was 10 years old, and Santa Claus brought me a pair of stilts. And my first time laying eyes on a pair of stilts, I got on them, and I took off running in them. They came completely natural to me. And then I put them up for 10 whole years, and I did not touch them until the day of tryouts. Yeah, I've never used them for anything other than baseball.
What made you realize that, I need to bring that to the tryouts?
So it was nowhere near my idea. I had no idea that I was even going to tryouts. I was pouring a wheelbarrow full of concrete, and my mom called me. I was a hard worker. I graduated in 2019. Blue collar worker. I was pipe fitter, vac tech. I've done a lot of stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And I was, like I said, I was pouring concrete. My mom called me and she said, "Hey, you got a baseball tryout this weekend." And I'm like, I have not touched a baseball in 2 whole years. And she said, "Well, I think you got an advantage. I told him you could walk on stilts." And at the time, I had no idea who the Savannah Bananas were. I had no idea what she had done signed me up for. I showed up to tryouts, and my shirt was tucked in, my hat was straight forward. And halfway through the tryouts, I'm like, man, I'm not getting the looks. These coaches aren't talking to me. I hadn't played actual baseball in 2 years. Get back to the dugout, and my stilts are leaning up against the dugout. My mom and my dad, they went and grabbed them out of the car and brought them over there. And I told myself, I said, either I'm going to step out here and be different and at least get some kind of attention, or I'm going to go home and these people will never mention my name again. So I stepped out on a limb, and Jesse always says I wasn't afraid to be different. And I just embraced my differentness. And we took it, ran with it. We took the baseball talent, the stilt talent. We created a character out of it. And
it's so cool.
We've been making people happy ever since.
Why did your mom, do you think, push you so hard?
I have no idea.
You haven't chatted with her?
I thought I was working hard for the rest of my life.
Professional, right? That was a professional. He got all the distractions. He was locked in right there.
Yeah, I forgot what I was even saying.
But I guess, why do you think your mom wanted to kind of push you the way you?
I know exactly why her and my dad wanted me to go to that weekend. And on the way there, they just said, nothing will probably come out of this. Like I said, I hadn't played ball in 2 years.
Yeah.
And at the time, there had never been stilts and baseball combined. So I thought there was no shot that I was going to make anything out of what we did. But growing up, I played baseball my entire life, and that was something that me and my parents genuinely loved to do every weekend. And they looked at it as, this is going to be just another weekend, one more time for you to get on the field and touch a baseball. And my whole life changed that weekend.
Seriously. Last two for you. I mean, you are one of the more recognizable people on this roster. I mean, what's that like for you to to handle the attention that comes with that? Obviously, these are always sold out crowds. A lot of guys want to meet you guys, get autographs, take photos. What's that like to be one of those faces, honestly, for the franchise?
I absolutely never take it for granted.
Yeah.
I play every day like it could be my last, you know? And it's just a super huge blessing. And like I said, I don't take it for granted. I enjoy every single second of it. I know that there's thousands and thousands of people that would do anything to be in our shoes.
Yeah.
So, I make the absolute best of it.
I think that's awesome. Last thing for you, just ask Bill and Carell this question, but you guys obviously get so many big leaguers to participate in these games. Who's a personal dream collab for you, whether a player, a celebrity, someone to participate in Banana Bowl? Who's that for you?
Believe it or not, I've got one guy in this world that I'll fanboy over.
Okay.
And that's John Cena. I got to meet John Cena last year.
Oh, okay. No way.
He made an appearance in one of our games. He actually took in that mat for us. So I cried like a little baby when I met John Cena. And I definitely let him know, too. I was like, hey, you just made me cry like a baby. And there's not many people in the world that can do that. So, meeting John Cena, that was definitely probably one of the highlights of my life.
There you go. I love that. That's so cool. I'm glad you accomplished that. You might be the first one to actually accomplish what the dream collab
exactly.
is. So,
I don't see how that one could ever be topped.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks so much, Dakota.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Hey, I be flying with the angels every day, I play this fool, but life is great, fam. Ooh, I work 60 hours a day, man. Yeah, I'm built to grind, it's my escape plan.